Thanks for staying with us. So Nollywood is Africa's biggest storytelling powerhouse. But in today's fast-changing world, even the film industry must evolve to survive. That is the heartbeat of Nigeria's International Film Summit NIFS Lagos 2025, with the theme Changing Business Models, Evolving to Survive. This year's Lagos will host global experts and Nigerian industry leaders to reimagine the future of African cinema, covering distribution, technology and investment. On the show today, we'll be speaking with Chantel Rochester, a UK-based international film producer and CEO of Kush Films, alongside Ijoma Ona, the visionary founder and convener of NIFS. Together, they'll share fresh insights on how Nollywood can compete globally, create new opportunities for young filmmakers, and unlock the power of international collaboration. Welcome to the show, ladies.
Thank you.
Good to have you both.
Yeah. Thank you so
much. NIFS is something that has started the conversation for years on filmmaking, distribution, technology. Tell us a bit about the vision. Let's start with NIFS and what you're doing. How you started,
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me again.
Yes, welcome back.
So for me personally, I see what we are doing with NIFS as a calling. You can call it a ministry, because I've been international facing, and in the things that I've done, I've gone to a whole lot of markets and I've seen the opportunities out there. And I know that locally a lot of people are self-sustained businesses, or not a lot, but we have some people who have just been fine doing their thing here in Nigeria, right? And building sustainable businesses, employing people within the ecosystem of the film industry as part of the creative and cultural industries. But my vision is to also see how we can further help our people get out there, right, and tap into the opportunities, even if it is a residual revenue that you're making, because somebody is buying off your films. You have a catalog of films of maybe 20, 30 films, and somebody is buying it off. I think it also contributes something, but not having the requisite knowledge around international business, around distribution, co-productions, I think there's a gap in knowledge, and that is what we have consistently tried to fill with NIFS. Yes.
So what's this year's theme for the NIFS? What's this theme
all about?
How is it relevant to Nollywood's realities?
This is a very, very good question, because in the past couple of months, the industry has seen a lot happening. We've seen, in quote, exits, right? And so, evolving to survive. You need to evolve. What's the next thing? While before we came in, we were just talking like, why are we actually allowing people to control our narratives? They decide when your industry, prospers. And when they feel that they are done, they pull out, and everybody's like, okay, so what's the next thing? You see what I mean? So we are trying to look at what are the other things that we can do to help our industry.
Okay. So my question is for Chantel. What do you think are the strengths for Nollywood, and why would it appeal to a producer in the UK?
Okay, so I run Know Your Power, which is an online platform to support filmmakers in the gaps in understanding film as a business, not just as a creative element. And I always say I'm a Jamaican African born in the UK. So it's very important to me how our people are striving, and it's been a concern of mine that we only thrive when, say, the West comes in to support us. And I think that is definitely down to a big gap in knowledge in terms of, how do we understand how the world spends money on film. And that's what I've come in to teach, and that's what Know Your Power does online. Is it allows you to be able to pay and go online rather than paying for big festivals and spending thousands traveling the world trying to figure it out. You just go directly to somebody who knows it like me, and we give you the packages and help you create your projects so they're viable in the open market, because film is a business.
Absolutely.
And I think when we get stuck in creative sometimes, although I love it, we forget that it's a business. And the reason why, for example, places like America, they don't have very many funds. But that runs as a business. They make a lot of money from film. So it's no different. We have the people here. We have the people. We've done it with music, and it can be done here. except for we just need to understand the elements of the business part of it, the financials part of it. How do people spend with us, and how does that filmmaker project before we start making them?
Okay.
Wow, that's interesting. So I will say that are there opportunities for young filmmakers, investors, and the media industry? We have opportunities.
Yeah. So, like she said, film is a business, and essentially, what we are trying to do is to help creative people. It's not easy to wear both hats, to be a creative person
As well
and
as
also
a
to be a business person. Anybody who you see wearing those two hats is a genius, trust me. Because I'm also sitting here, I am more on the business side, and I'm not really, you know, I don't play on that space. So if you are able to combine both, people like Chantel, who, you know, she's done projects worth millions of dollars, and she's also helping people to understand how they can package their projects, how they can pitch their projects, how they can raise financing. So creating that balance, it's always important. And where I see for the young people, you know, before we were always looking at executives, but now I'm looking at the young people. And the reason why I'm looking at the young people is just to help them so that they don't make the mistakes of the previous generation, right? They are still teachable.
Okay.
So if we can help them on time to begin to understand how to walk the ropes, right? How to package their projects, understand distribution, and even the basics. Even if, because I mean, it's a whole lot to do distribution and production at the same time.
Okay, so I hear that, but you see, because the OTT platforms are here, and because people are benefiting from that OTT as itself, they are not very. They don't think of the maybe like the francophone platforms or the distribution platforms and different opportunities. So because they're fine with the money they're making.
Yeah.
So how then do we help them see the opportunities? Because I know that you can sell. I mean, I have a friend who produces movies on this platform, on this show, and I tell her that, listen, you can sell, you can convert this to French for you. As many French countries will take it, but people are comfortable producing a low budget content because there's a market for almost everything on OTT. So how do we help them see, or haven't helped them package it properly that's internationally marketable?
First of all, I always say to people, when I think about a project, I start from distribution. Where's the money coming from? Okay. And if we're going to say that our focus is the money we're creating, same way Netflix came in and came out and left us in a disarray, is the same thing that can happen in the future to say OTT. That's why we need to diversify it. Because, for example, if you make that project and it's doing great on OTT, there could have been maybe just a few £1,000 changes if you'd looked at it at the beginning that you could have made that would have got it elevated. Now, if it's elevated into, say, French or other places, then that is an additional royalty that you get every single year. That's kids passing down royalties because they keep churning them out. And the better the filmmaking is, we know our stories are good. Everybody wants our stories. Everybody wants our culture. You know, we are very popular in the rest of the world. So it's about just, you don't have to take away from yourself on making it for OTT. But if you can elevate it slightly before you make it, then it already sits on there without you having to do anything else. It's about the distribution plan and knowing who to send it, who would appreciate it, and then it's sitting on other platforms. And what that also does is it helps you to be visible, you know, so it builds your celebrity at the same time in other countries. So then your stars that you're putting in front of that are now more famous in France, and more valuable. And the more valuable we can get everybody we put on screen, the more commodity we have when we start making more projects with them.
So I guess the next question would be, so what kind of project would you find attractive to be able to invest in and help with that sort of distribution? What are the key things that a project should have to be able to be...
The commercial elements, right?
Yes.
Or creative as well.
Yeah.
Well, I think both elements are very important, both the creative side and, you know, recently we started paying attention to script writers.
Okay.
Because I found out that we're not really paying attention to development. And when people feel that our stories are not deep and all that, is actually because of development. Yeah, at the scripting stage, you know, there are projects that take up to 3 years in development. Okay. Just to develop the script. Yeah. Right? Okay. But here, you know, our own is, everything is sharp.
It's not because of that, we're also trying to save money. So when you say development, for instance, if I were to play a role that requires me to lose a certain weight, gain a certain weight, build a certain set. Is
Yes.
that what you mean?
Well, at some point we get to that point,
scripts.
but I'm actually talking about the story.
Script.
The words that you see when you're watching the film.
Yes,
That's
what
where
you're
it
saying.
starts.
That's where it starts.
Because it's in those stories, although like you said, we want to churn it out. Sometimes I've spent 5 years on a project,
Okay.
you know, but the level of royalty that project brings me after 5 years, now I could have made a film or two every single year.
Okay.
And I might have been looking at making £50,000 from them. I spent 5 years on a film and now I might be looking at making £1 million.
Okay.
You know, there's a big difference, but it takes the same amount of time that it does to make each film. It doesn't matter how big or small it is, it takes exactly the same amount of time. So to give yourself a little bit more time and to collaborate with people overseas that look like you and come from where you come from helps them. Like I can say to you, okay, the English like Nigerian content like this, and this is what your project's like. How, without taking away your story, can we interweave some of these things so that it's now my area would really love it. So now you've just built two markets just having a conversation.
Right.
Exactly.
Now let's talk about the summit coming up tomorrow till Thursday, I believe. As I said, there's a lot of confusion in the industry, you know, and I'm hoping that some of these conversations can help us. Canal Plus came, what's over DSTV, multi-choice, and then we have Ebony Life Plus coming up with our own platform. And people are thinking, okay, what's going to happen with my deal with Netflix? Like, people are just like, what is going on in this industry? So
It's happening around the world.
Yeah, so give us a bit of an insight into what we expect to see in this next few days.
Honestly, you know, last year I was at, you know, a Toronto International Film Festival, and a filmmaker said, you know, we're going to discount 2025.
Okay.
I didn't understand that statement. Like they're just going to pretend that there was no 2025. It didn't happen.
Wow.
And that's because of what you just said. There's so many uncertainties that they are faced with. So much money. I remember I was managing a project 2 years ago, and we couldn't find actors because everybody was busy. So now all those products or projects are out, but there's no place for them. So people are depressed. People are stuck. Investors' money are out there, you know. But it's not like the end. I believe that what this does is just to challenge us that, listen, you can't continue to be dependent on other people. And that's why you see, like, you know, Ebony Life On coming on, Kava has launched Game Life yesterday, right, and offering just Nollywood films. Of course, I believe targeting the diaspora. So now you've also seen a huge shift. Everybody's now on YouTube. But you know, there's a question I'm asking. If you wake up tomorrow and there's no YouTube,
YouTube falls apart. What happens?
What happens? It's something we are running away from. It's a question that we are all dodging. If there is a trade law that happens and you know, geo-blocking, you can.
That's why I would never discountenance the terrestrial platform. It's a whole. I'm excited about tomorrow because for me that's still the biggest platform ever. But you know, it's a conversation about people know about the summit, how to register, how to come in. Just a little bit about the summit.
What are the people that are supposed to come?
Be there.
Yeah. So we have a whole range of speakers from the US, from the UK, of course, and we have a whole lot of sessions. You go to the website nifsummit.com, NIF, then summit.com, and you click on the agenda. You see, in fact, today we're starting as I speak. They've already started. So we partner with the Co-Creation Hub in Lekki. She's part of the facilitators. We are training people on international sales and distribution.
Fantastic.
Yes, so that is all for today. It's a capacity building workshop that we, in a full day for producers, for everyone who wants to figure out, you know, the money parts.
And
I think that's the answer to your question. Is if YouTube closes, that's where our collaborations kick in.
Absolutely.
You know, that's what we need to do between our countries.
It closes.
Let's do that now.
And then
do
tomorrow,
we need to pay? Do we need to pay?
Oh yeah. So
No, I don't want to talk about that, please.
so tomorrow, a whole day. And we're also having Morayo as our chief woman for 2025. So every year, you know, I just felt Morayo keeps asking people questions. We want to ask her questions.
You know?
Yes.
I like that.
I think it's very important. We also need to hear her trajectory, especially now that she's also moving to another phase, right? A lot of people in the industry have looked up to you, and you have a story, I believe, that can inspire people out there. And so, tomorrow and Wednesday, at the yes, about time. So at the Legend Hotel at the International Airport, the Hilton Hotel there, we are going to have, and then Thursday, come and watch films for free. Yes, at the Palm Film House, the Palm. So from morning till night, it's just all film.
Free.
Yeah.
With our children.
Yes.
I love it. Thank you very much for coming. Wishing you the best. Hope you enjoy your stay. The first time in Nigeria?
My first time, yes.
Welcome to Nigeria. I hope you enjoy it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So that's all we can take on today's show. Hope you learned a few things as we have. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.